Greetings Diecast Racing fans, Sharky here and welcome back to Vulcan Raceway for this episode 2 of our American Muscle head-to-head league. Today we get down to the racing. We will have 10 races, each head-to-head, one and done, dealt with via a random draw. Speaking of which, let's get on with that. Let's draw for episode 2. Everything's going face down. Red lane, blue lane, red lane, blue lane, red lane, blue lane, red lane, blue lane, red lane, blue lane. And then out of the other box, let's slide these up. Out of the other bag, sorry. It's not a box, it's a bag. Red lane, blue lane, red lane, blue lane, red lane, blue lane. Should be 2. Oh no, we've got 4 left. Red lane, blue lane, red lane, blue lane. Can you see all of that? Ooh, let's see if we can tilt it slightly up. Okay, so F versus H, I versus E, G versus B, A versus D, J versus C, I versus J. This will be the second set of 5, so out of the second bag. H versus A, G versus E, B versus C, and D versus F. That's your cool. That's your 10 races for episode 2. So we've got F, which is Matthew Harding in the Chevelle SS, versus H, which is Ego in the Greenwood Corvette starting off. And the last one will be D versus F. D is Mark Taylor in the Maverick versus F, which is Matthew Harding in the Chevelle SS. So Matthew Harding's at both ends and getting on both lanes. And that concludes the draw for episode 2. Track's ready. Keldon's car's pulled up here. The taxis and the buses. We've got more vendors on site. We've got a pizza guy now. We've got some other shops and bits and pieces. We've got several different ice creams, including a shaved ice. We also now have a Vulcan Raceway aircraft for bringing in drivers that are travelling from abroad so that they can land at Gatwick, Heathrow or Stansted and then be brought up on our private aircraft. we've also, because of the number of champions, switched to just having a new champions building and just have the last competition champion on display. So that's Keldon Raven's winning car from the Porsche Cup. Oh, we now have a hovercraft as well. Cars are all ready for the first 5 matchups. So let's get down to it. So first up, we have got Matthew Harding in the brown bronze coloured Chevelle SS, car F, on red lane, versus in the blue lane we have got car H, which is Ego, in the Greenwood, the Chevy Greenwood Corvette. And that was a win at the line for Matthew Harding with a time of 1.9. Next up in the red lane we've got Keldon Raven in the Dodge Charger RT, car I. And in the blue lane we've got car E, which is Bear, in the Chevy Copo Camaro. And that's a clear win there, 2.0 seconds for Keldon Raven in car I. Next up, in car G on the red lane, we've got Daisy Brennan in the 57 Chevy against car B, which is the Comish, in the Ford Thunderbolt. Wow, Daisy got it with a 2.0. So, race 4, we have got car A, which is the V-Man in the Ford Mustang Mach-1 in the red lane. And in the blue lane, we've got car D, which is Mark Taylor in the custom Ford Maverick. And that's a win there for Mark Taylor in the Maverick with a 1.9. So here we go with the final pairing for the first half. We've got car J, Moose, on the red lane in the Pontiac Firebird. And on the blue lane, we've got my favourite looking car in the whole competition, which is Cuboid in the Ford Fairlane GT. That looked a dead heat all the way down, but it looks like the Ford Fairlane just took it with a 1.9, so that's a win for Cuboid. Sorry, we had a small issue with the finish line cam there, but we've got the end result with it showing up with who was in what lane. So next up in the red lane we've got car I, which is Keldon Raven in the Dodge Charger RT, versus J, which is Moose in the Pontiac Firebird. And there Moose beats Keldon, so the Pontiac Firebird gets the win with a 1.9. Next up, we have got car H, which is the Ego in the Greenwood Corvette, versus A, which is the V-Man in the Ford Mustang Mach-1. Clear win there, and a 1.8, fastest time so far with the Greenwood Corvette. Next up, we've got the oldest chassis in the competition, the 57 Chevy, with Daisy Brennan on the red lane. And on the blue lane, we have got E, which is Bear in the Chevy Copo Camaro. And Daisy takes it on the line. It was close all the way down, but Daisy gets it on the line with a 1.9. Next up, we've got car B, the Comish in the Ford Thunderbolt on the red lane, the red car. And my favourite looking car on the blue lane, car C, Cuboid in the Ford Fairlane GT. Clear win there for Cuboid with a 1.9. So here we go for the final matchup of this episode, episode 2. On the red lane we have got car D, which is Mark Taylor in the custom Ford Maverick, the black car. And in the other lane we have got Matthew Harding in the Chevelle SS, the coppery coloured car on the blue lane. This is my favourite cast, my favourite looking car, not my favourite paint job. Anyway, let's see how they do. Even all the way down with the Maverick taking it on the line, 1.9 seconds, car D, which is Mark Taylor, takes the win. So that's it for episode 2. And as it stands, the standings are as follows. In joint first place, we have 3 cars. We've got put your teeth back in. You have Cuboid in the Ford Fairlane GT. You have Mark Taylor in the Ford Maverick. And you have Daisy Brennan in the 57 Chevy. We then have 4 cars in joint 4th place with 1 win and 1 loss each. The first 3 all have wins, so 2 wins. So 1 win, 1 loss. We've got Matthew Harding in the Chevy Chevelle SS. We've got Ego in the Greenwood Corvette. We've got Keldon Raven in the Dodge Charger RT. And we've got Moose in the Pontiac Firebird. And currently in last place with 2 losses from today's racing. We've got the V-Man in the Ford Mustang Mach-1. We've got the Comish in the Ford Thunderbolt. And we've got Bear in the Chevy Copo Camaro. We'll see what happens next week. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that usual YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you next time.